All right, birthday Howard, birthday Yahawashi, Kyle Law, birthday Yahawashi, birthday Kakadash. Double honor to the elder apostle, great move to remove will, and to meditation that I can put to the truth. Look out the four corners of the earth, to the spirit and power of Yahweh, birthday Yahawashi. That's the hope will let. And who the world innately called God, named Yahweh, and who the world innately called Jesus Christ, named Yahawashi. And when the Hebrew Israelites, they consisted of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. It is my higher call from the great Millstone Artillery Camp, back with another lesson. Alright, I don't have a title for this video yet, but it's gonna cover multiple areas. One being that you had they celebrating the IIT celebrating the Passover on the what day was it? Basically saying that the new moon is a full moon. And that's not the case. Alright. The full moon, alright, is an indication that we're halfway, alright, to the 28 days moon cycle. Alright. It's 28 days for the moon to cycle. Okay. So that's the halfway mark when it's a full moon. Alright. That's not a new moon, that's a full moon. Okay. This is halfway mark. Alright. And also that when the basically proving that Yahawashi died during the Passover. Okay? Like I said, they're going to cover multiple areas. So this is Matthew 26 and 1. And it came to pass when Yahawashi had finished all these things, he said unto his disciples, you know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. See? So here it is, it's the 2 days prior, alright? So you can say this is day 12, alright, of the moon cycle. Okay, 2 days because the Passover is what? 14th day, alright, of the new moon. Let's get that in the law. This is Leviticus 23 and 4. These are the feasts, alright, because we have multiple feasts, alright, of the Lord, Yahawashi, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their season. And the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord Yahweh Passover. Okay? I got the scripture here, the rock, or Ecclesiasticus, in the book of Apocrypha, chapter 43, verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season, alright, because it says season, alright? And how we know when to have these high holy days in their proper season according to the moon cycle, okay? He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration, okay? A time and a sign of the world, okay? declaration. Announcement. Okay. He made the moon also the third of her season for a announcement of what? Okay, that's the new month. That's the first day of the moon cycle. And then boom, you got day 1, day 2, and then so forth and so on. And then 14 days later, you have a full moon. All right, because we're halfway through the moon cycle. Okay. So it's that for the moon, it's the sign of peace, a light that decreases in her profession. All right, with that decreases. All right, when it's waning. All right, the different stages of waning is when the light decreases. Okay, let's pull that up. So you got the new moon. All right. So let's go to the full moon. Right. So when it starts to decrease, it's called waning. Okay. So that's when the moon cycle starts to decrease. Okay. Verse 8, the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changes. And when it's an increase is what? It's on the new moon, and it starts to waxing. Okay. So wax it's to build up. All right. So look up this word wax. All right, wax. Approach full moon. Increase. See? So it's an increase. All right, for the second definition, the first one is approach full moon. So from a new moon, it's approaching to a full moon through the different stages of waxing question. Okay, and then you got the halfway to the moon. The moon is half lit, completely halfway lit up, and then it start to get more a little fuller. That's waxing give Boas. All right, look at the word get Boas. All right, of the moon having the observable illuminated part greater than a semicircle and less than a circle. All right, so in between the halfway mark and before it's a full circle. Okay, the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing. All right, the increase to a full moon. All right, if we know when that's the Passover. All right, let's check this out. How many days from a new moon to full moon? There it is. 15 days. Okay, it takes 15 days to go from new moon to full moon. Okay. Hmm. All right, back at Sirach 43 and 7, 8. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully and her changing, being an instrument of the army above, shining in the firmament of heaven. Okay, it was up in the atmosphere as we could see. Okay, but the point was made is seven. For the moon is a sign of feast. Okay, so back in Leviticus 23 and 4, these are the feasts of the Lord Yahweh shall even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord passed over. Okay, right, because right that day before the 14th day, all right, the Passover, all right, because the next day, that with the Passover, the ending of that first day is going to the 15th day, all right, which will be the new moon, all right. Verse 5, it's the 14th day of the first month is even, at even, it's the Lord Yahweh shall Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord Yahweh shall 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. All right, but the point is made in verse 5. Okay, 4 and 5. All right, now we go back to Matthew 27. 26 to like it. Okay, so it says that this is 2 days before the Passover start. All right. Verse 3, then, Matthew 26 and 3, then assembled together the chief priest and the scribe and the elder of the people into the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, all right, and consulted that they might take Yahawashi by subtleties and kill him. But they said not on the feast day, all right, which is the first day of the Passover, let there be an uproar among the people. Okay, now we jump down. Verse 17. Now, the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciple came to Yahawashi day to eat them. Now we're on the 15th day. Okay, so it says we got the Passover, which is on the 14th day. All right, and then the feast of unleavened bread. Okay, which we read in Leviticus. All right, chapter 23. All right, the 15th day is the feast of unleavened bread for 7 days. Okay, now verse 17. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciple came to Yahawashi day unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? Okay, so remember, this is the 15th day. All right, eat the Passover. Okay, so yeah, let's start going to what? The third, we should be going into the 17th day. Okay, now verse 27. Now keep all this in mind. Okay, about this is around the Passover. So 2 days already told the disciple that he's going to be killed, all right, on the Passover, all right, and then they The wicked driving Pharisees consulted to kill him, but they don't want to do it on the day of the Passover. All right, with the 14th day, or then the 15th day, the Yahawashi disciple, looking for somewhere to have their Passover celebration. All right. Now you gotta think about it. Now this gotta be the 17th day, because it's the next day after Yahawashi got arrested the previous night. All right, which was the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay. Now when you go to chapter 27. Okay. Verse 15. Now at that feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. Okay, now you read it to the NLT. It said, now it was the governor's custom each year during the Passover, because that's what the feast is talking about. They didn't put it in the KJV, but NLT it mentioned the Passover. So now it was the governor's custom each year during the Passover celebration to release one prisoner to the crowd, anyone they wanted. And that case is Barabbas, all right? Now we jump from 17, go down, not 17, 15. All right, let's jump down to so this is the day that he got crucified, okay, which had to be what? Day 17, all right? Now we jump down to okay, 45. Now from the 6th hour, there was darkness all over the land unto the 9th hour. Right, 6th hour is what? 12 noon. Lucky. Yeah, 12 noon. All right. And the 9th hour is 3 p.m. So in the space of 3 hours, there was a solar eclipse. All right, you check out other Apostle Hard video we did, I believe, last week or 2 weeks ago, that you can have a solar eclipse last for a few hours, okay? But then again, it's the Lord Yahweh talking about it. He could make it last all day if he wanted to. All right, we got to remember the account where Joshua had when the Most High Yahweh had the done for 24 hours for Joshua. All right, when we was going to war. All right, with our enemy at that time. Okay. So yeah, it's sort of like I said, verse 45. Now for the 6th hour there was darkness all over, blocking darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. Okay. So 3 hours of what? Of a solar eclipse. Okay. Oh. So yeah, that's pretty much wanted to bring out the fact that Yahawashi had died and hung on the cross during the time of the Passover, going to the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right, it's 7 days that you carry that tradition. All right, that custom, which is actually a law. All right, because it was a commandment in Leviticus 23 that we were supposed to do that from generation to generation, basically forever. All right. So I know I think like I was all over the place, but yeah, I just wanted to bring up the fact that Yahawashi pretty much was put on the cross during the Passover week, as well as the new moon is dictated by the moon cycle. All right, 14 days later after the new moon. Okay, which is the moon is not lit up. All right, and then the next day you start to see that silver lining, and then it starts to wax, and then become a full moon. All right, like I said, the Christmas day on the 14th day, then you deserve the Passover at evening. All right, like the Leviticus 23 and 4 say. Okay. So anyway, I ain't gonna make this video drawn out and too long. So hopefully I was edifying to the spirit and power of Yahawashi by Shalom Kakadash. And with that, shalom.